Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in. How are you doing? I hope you all are having an absolutely fantastic day. Happy Wednesday. You've made it to the middle of the week. You should be so proud of yourself right now. So, thank you, first of all, for coming through. Thank yourself for taking this moment of your day to give yourself a moment of mindfulness, give yourself a moment of clarity, and to just be present with yourself. So, my name is Sasha Whitney. I'm on Instagram at Sasha Spins. I teach indoor cycling at Equinox and Cycle Bar, and I facilitate guided meditations like this. So, our practice today is going to focus on an open heart and just listening to what your heart may be telling you. So, before we start our practice today, I want you to get into a position where, or just get to a place in your house or your apartment where you're comfortable. That's a place for you that you just know that you can be fully present in. If you like to light candles as you meditate, or if you like to just light some sage, whatever puts you in that comfortable Zen kind of headspace, go ahead and do that. So for today's practice, we're going to need a journal, and we are going to need a pen. So if you have a meditation pillow or you like to use a yoga mat, you can go ahead and grab that. We're going to be laying down for a portion of today's meditation. So if you want to grab a blanket or a yoga mat, take that moment to do that now, and we'll give everyone about a minute to come in before we get started. All right, sounds good? Sounds great. All right. All right. So if this is your first time meditating, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be scared of. I often say there's no right way to meditate. There's no wrong way to meditate. You're already doing the work by just coming in and allowing yourself to be present. So that's always half the battle right there. It's the middle of the week. Work may be winding down for the week, or it may be ramping up for the week, or there may be an absence of it. So wherever you are now, just honor that place and just be mindful of where we are in our practice, where we are in our journeys. And when I say be mindful, just take that moment to just unwind, to relax. And that's what we're doing now for ourselves. So we're going to give it about another minute, allow some people to come in, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to be starting in a seated position today. If you're just now coming in, again, my name is Sasha Whitney. I'm over on Instagram at Sasha Spins, and I teach indoor cycling at Equinox and Cycle Bar, and I facilitate guided meditation sessions. And that's what we're going to be doing today. All right, so I want you to go ahead and find yourself in a nice seated position with your legs crossed. Or maybe what's comfortable for you is for your legs to be out in front of you. And if that's more comfortable for you, take whatever position feels good for you. And I want you to just go ahead and start to pull your shoulders away from your ears as you let your gaze go to the ground, a nice soft gaze to the ground. Or maybe you just flutter your eyes closed. And I want you to start to slow your breathing. Slow it to an inhale through your nose and an exhale through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Starting to breathe into those places in our body where we sometimes hold a lot of tension. So I tend to hold tension in my shoulders and right at my jaw. So if you notice that you're clenching your jaw, go ahead and just bring your lips, start to part them a little bit as you pull your tongue from the roof of your mouth, as you relax your jaw. And just start to breathe. Start to slow your breathing, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And I want you to start to scan your body and start to notice any places of discomfort. So as you scan your body and you see these places of discomfort, I want you to start to breathe some life into them. Start to inhale to those spaces. And on that exhale, start to release those spaces. Start to feel your body lengthen. Start to feel your body become grounded as we release. We release that tension we've been holding on to. Maybe you've had a particularly stressful day. So go ahead to start and just breathe that day out. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Start to lengthen those inhales and lengthen those exhales. Taking this moment to commit to being present, to commit to staying with your breath, to commit to honoring that breath, thanking yourself for allowing yourself to just be here in this moment. I want you to slowly flutter your eyes open, and as you flutter your eyes open, I just want you to go ahead and find yourself in a nice prone position on the ground, just laying down. Let your legs go long. Let your arms go long right at your side. And this is that moment to now, if you had any pillows or if you had a blanket, start to gather that close to your body. Start to get into a nice and cozy position. And just lie down in any position that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel rooted, that makes you feel grounded. So for this breath of practicing an open heart, we're really leaning into just listening to what our heart may be telling us. A lot of the time we may shut out our heart in favor of what our mind is telling us. So for this practice, we're going to focus on our heart, opening up that heart, listening to that heart. So right now I want you to set an intention for your practice. That intention, it doesn't have to be something super long, super drawn out, super profound. It can be just a word. Maybe that intention is I will listen to my heart. Maybe that intention is I will honor what my heart is telling me. Whatever that intention is, I want you to set that practice for your intention as you place your hand over your heart. And if your eyes are not closed already, go ahead and flutter them closed. And I want you to take a deep inhale through your nose. And on that exhale is deep, it's longer than that inhale. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our nose. Hands still at that heart center. Just start to breathe. And if you lose that breath, that's okay. You just come back to that breath, that inhale through your nose, and that exhale through your nose. If you start to notice any tension building up in your body, start to release those places of tension. So as we practice, there may be some thoughts that come to our brain, and that's totally natural. That's totally okay. If you notice any thoughts creeping in, just say hello to them, greet them, and then gently let them go, gently push them away. And when you start to feel settled in this breath, when you're in a nice rhythm, a nice routine of this breath, I want you to ask yourself, maybe in your head or maybe out loud, dear heart, is there something you've been trying to tell me? Is there something you need me to hear, you want me to hear? And listen. Start to listen to your heart. Be open to whatever response may come your way. When you allow yourself to be fully present, when you allow yourself to be fully engaged, that heart speaks to you. Listen to what your heart is telling you in this moment. If nothing came to you that first time, ask yourself again, heart, is there anything that you're trying to guide me towards? Is there anything that you need me to hear? Is there anything you need me to receive in this moment? And just listen. Allow yourself to be fully open to whatever message may be trying to make its way out. Staying with those inhales and those exhales. Staying present in this moment. And if you lose that breath, that's totally natural. Go ahead and come back to that breath, that inhale through your nose. And that exhale through your nose. Releasing any tension that may have built up. And when your heart has finished speaking to you, You can say silently or you can say out loud, thank you, heart. I acknowledge you. I am here for you. I love you. Thank you. I want you to let your hands, if it was over your heart, start to let it come down to your sides. And breathe. Still inhaling through your nose. And this time exhaling through your mouth as we close out this practice. Just breathe. Inhaling into any places that you may still be holding on to tension. And exhaling to any of these places where you're still holding that tension. And on those exhales, you release that energy. You let that tension go. Returning to that cycle of breathing, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And it's a nice rhythmic cycle of breath. Take 2 more breaths just like this. And on that last breath, I want you to start to wiggle some life back into your toes. Wiggle some life back into your fingers and find yourself in a nice seated position. And if you have it nearby, I want you to grab your journal. I want you to grab your pen and just start to write anything that came to you during that practice. Maybe there was something your heart was trying to tell you all this time, and it just took a moment of silence, it took a moment of stillness, it took a moment of mindfulness and presence to receive. So whatever your heart was trying to tell you, whatever came to you in that practice, I want you to go ahead and just start to write it out. And maybe nothing came to you in that practice, and that's okay too. Maybe you can write about the intention that you set, and maybe the next time you practice, maybe something will come to you. You allow yourself to be more present, you allow yourself to be more open, and see what comes to you. So go ahead and just start to write. And if at any moment your mind starts to wander, just take a moment to close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Settle and come back and just start to write. Making sure your breaths haven't become shallow, making sure you're still inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Just being intentional with that breath, intentional about why we're here, intentional about listening to our heart, our mind, what comes to us. And as you take this final minute to write down your thoughts, to close out your thoughts, I want you to reflect on what your heart was calling you to, that you may not have been initially open to hearing, but just taking that moment of stillness today, allowing yourself to be present. Your heart has brought you here. So honor your heart and thank your heart, but honor yourself and thank yourself for receiving. So as you write down those final sentences and you close that journal, I want you to find yourself in a nice seated position, one in which we started, and start to flutter your eyes closed. You take a nice, soft, long gaze to the ground and introduce stillness back into your body, introducing that breath if you lost it, that inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, going back to that cycle of breathing. We release our practice today. So that intention you set, go ahead and start to release it. I want you to start to picture a white light floating at the top of your head, a ball of energy. And the color of that light for me is white, but for you it may be yellow, it may be purple, it may be blue. Whatever the color that light is, go ahead and start to picture that ball of energy, that ball of joy, that ball of positivity, that ball of purpose. And on your next inhale, start to breathe that light in. And on that exhale, release your practice, release anything that no longer serves you, anything that no longer brings you joy, anything that is a source of stress, frustration, fear, anger for you. We start to release all of those things on those exhales as we breathe in, inhale that light again right into our heart center and hold it there. Letting that light linger. Letting that light stay there, the center of our practice today. And exhale. Inhaling that light again, letting it go deep, deep, deep into our body. Exhaling what no longer serves us. Inhaling joy, inhaling positivity. Exhaling any tension. Letting your body grow heavy. That light, start to bring it up from your toes as we exhale it on out. Letting it come back up through our heart center, up, 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 up through our heart, up through our throat, and out through the top of our head. On those exhales, that last exhale, releasing our practice for today. And on your next inhale, I want you to bring your hands together as you start to wiggle life back into your toes, into your fingers. Start to rub your hands together, start to create heat, start to create friction, and separate those hands as you bring them up in front of your eyes. I want to leave you with these final words. No matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, you owe it to yourself to keep moving forward. Drop those hands down, open up your eyes, and you're done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just settle into this moment and thank yourself first and foremost for taking this time to be here and to be present for you. We spend a lot of our time throughout the day going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So really taking the time to just slow down and give yourself some love, give your heart some love, give your mind some love is so, so important. So again, my name is Sasha Whitney. You can find me over on Instagram at Sasha Spins, and I will be here again on Friday at 5 p.m. Same time, same place, different meditation practice. And I just want to leave you guys with these final words. So we are existing in a time that is extremely difficult right now. We've been cut off from a lot of our connections and resources in our community. And this is such a great way to stay connected to those that we love. And we may not be able to see them physically, but we are always able to reach out to people. So if you are struggling, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am always open. I am always here. And as much as we are working out our bodies, as much as we're taking advantage of all of these free workouts we're getting, I really, really hope you all take the opportunity and the time to work out your mind as well, to work out your heart like we just did, because that's so, so important. The mind and body are connected in so many ways. So we should honor both our mind and our body and let them work. They work best when they're working together. So again, Sasha Whitney on Instagram at Sasha Spins. Come hang out with me on Friday. Drop me a message. And until next time, peace out.